sexy and blue, like my freshly shaved
balls!
Blue fragrances are something that is widely appreciated by a ton of people, but a lot of dudes fall into the space of having these blue fragrances that are just a little bleh. And there's a lot of them. Blue fragrances for people outside of the fragrance scene or this frag-com bubble are widely loved by a ton of people. When you think about a fragrance that's blue or a freshy component, they're really built to appeal to the masses, which is what a lot of fragrances do, right? That whole compliment factor thing. So although a ton of content creators have done their blue list, I wanted to do my own version of a blue list with fragrances that you may not anticipate or maybe didn't even consider until now. Let's roll my music so I can put you on to 5 with 1 honorable mention, blue fragrances that I would pick for you to feel sexy.
Sexy motherfucker. Cubaknow. We're all alone in the villa. Yeah, there's some friends on the south side. In case you cared, out of all your friends, I want to be Cuba.
Blessed morning, my beautiful peoples. You know who it is. This is your boy, 𝐶 to the B to the A. I mean, you might have seen these on a list. I don't know how many blue fragrance videos there are on YouTube, but I can estimate at least 1,000. But it ain't blue until I do it. Now, what is a blue fragrance to me? Something that screams fresh, aquatic, has that salty nuance, this open air, non-offensive, very safe, but very attractive type scent profile. I'm not the biggest blue type fragrance person, full disclosure. I like something with a little bit more body and a little bit more depth. That's why I think in these particular fragrances, there's a little bit more depth than just an average basic blue fragrance that you may have seen on other content creators' channel. I wanted it to be blue with a twist. Blues that I enjoy, blues that I would wear. Not just blue balls. So the first honorable mention is not technically a blue fragrance, but for me, it screams blue. It screams summertime, it screams freshy, it screams fruity, and a little bit of a salty nuance with a musky vibe, overly sexy. It's in a blue bottle, and that's Juicebox Feel and Chill. This is a gorgeous watermelon, summertime, musky sun lotion vibe that just screams sun, burn me now and get me to that golden red hue that I like. Incredible performance on this freshie. It doesn't list anything blue or aquatic on the scent profile, but when you smell it, you definitely get that blue essence if you recognize blue fragrances. I'm very novice when it comes to this whole line. They had a real nice hype for a minute. Slowly they've started to die out, but I do want to try other fragrances as I've heard they have some bangers in their lineup, but Feel and Chill is one that I own, wear, and truly enjoy. So let's get with the list, shall we? Now when I think of blue fragrances with some balls, there's no way that I can't include history of Parfums. This is not a blue fragrance. One of the sexiest matte blue bottles in the space. Very awkward because they have the larger size, which would be the other half. So it'll be 2 halves make a whole. Cool bottle presentation that I do appreciate. This has performance written all over it. It is an 𝐼𝐢𝐼𝐿, which is like this airy soapiness about this fragrance, but the honey vibes in here give it some body, give it some density, give it some balls. It's also got a nice deep patchouli-ish type of note towards the base with a balance of citruses and amber. Going through these lists and smelling them, I just gave them like a quick preview to see if it matches what I was trying to do for the video. But I haven't worn this in a while. Today is the day. Beautiful blue. I mean, hopefully today it starts off at 38 and it ends up at 75, but this is a gorgeous blue fragrance that I highly recommend you guys try out. Next one. Recent acquisition in my collection. First fragrance from this house that I own. Very nice scent profile at first sniff, and I don't have enough wear experience on it to say that it's absolutely mind-blowing on performance, but it does very well on my singular wear, and the scent profile is beautiful. And we're talking about Comme des Garçons Blue Incense or Incense, whatever. Beautiful blue spicy pepper. Think of taking a spice bomb DNA mixed with like a nautical voyage sprinkled with some heavy incense from the holy mass that you just attended, or the dude who sells 3 for $5 incense in the street bag. Still a thing. I love incense. The pepperiness in this video definitely gives you like this little hitch in your giddy up. Like, it makes it a little bit more fun. It makes it a little spicier. It makes it a little sexier. It gives it a whole blue ambiance that you're like, yeah, no, this shit works. If only the bottle wasn't stupidly shaped and I can actually stand it like a normal bottle, it would make it damn near amazing. Blue Incense by Comme des Garçons, a sexy, spicy blue fragrance to test out. Next one. Man, it took me some time to appreciate this house, but It's masculinity at its finest. Narciso Rodriguez, Blue Noir for him. And for me, it does just fine. It's blue and tart, blue and musky, blue and masculine, blue and blue. I'm blue, Lamani. Also an airy, tart, musky fragrance that screams masculinity. It takes me a bit to appreciate this lineup. The musk overpowers a lot of their scent profile, but really has to do with your skin chemistry and how it reacts. For me, this has a blue component about it that gives it this freshy, soapy, airy, summertime sensation. However, it still has this ambery, musky type vibe that gives it a lot of bass and personality. Very masculine, very sexy, but really just takes some wear and some appreciation to see how it cooperates with your skin. They have stronger concentrations that are potentially better. For me, this hits the perfect amount of performance off of my skin, and it's a blue fragrance that I heavily recommend you to try out if you're in that corporate environment and are looking for something with a little twist. So Narciso Rodriguez Blue Noir, very nice. Next one. Not necessarily what you would consider a blue fragrance until you smell it, and it really screams blue, and that's Aaron Terrence Hughes Legend. It has the mass appeal DNA of something in the space of like a Bleu de Chanel hybrid with Dior Sauvage, but with a lot of elements that make it a lot more appealing than both of those put together, personally. Tons of body, great performance off of my skin. Surprisingly, I was very shocked with this particular scent profile because it hit something that hit the masses. Everybody who wore it seemed to really enjoy this scent profile, including myself, which is the only opinion I care about. It's gingery, it's spicy, it's amber, it's fresh, it's blue, slightly salty. For some reason, it comes off a little bit salty on mid to base off of my skin, which adds this beautiful aqua amara kind of scent profile off my skin. Very unusual, not anything that would be listed on the notes, but that's just how my skin reacts to it. It's got the performance, it's got the scent profile, it's got the sex appeal, it's got the blue component without it listing it, but you smell it and you're like, damn, I'm not gonna have blue balls anymore. Next one. I love this house when it comes to the designer lineups that they have dropped. Killer, and this one is super delicious. Roberto Cavalli's La Notte. Blue leather. Leather, lavender, spice. Oh, the right amount of sweetness, the right amount of green, the right amount of performance, the right amount of sex appeal, the right price point. I've said it in, I don't know, maybe over 20 videos that this lineup, this entire lineup has been very, very solid and one of the strongest designer lineups that I've gotten to experience in the last couple of years. This one is no exception. Some people tend to throw it in the space of something like a CH Man or a Dior Sauvage. Just cut, nah, son, this is differente. Shit's got body, shit's got sex appeal. It's full-blown date night appropriate, office setting vibes, signature scent worthy. It's a banger and not too pricey. So these are 5 blue fragrances with one honorable mention that I would all consider unique, sexy, and will separate you from the rest of your environment. A lot of the people around you won't be these frag-com people, so you're looking for something to stand out and really set you apart. Like, yo, I'm wearing something exclusive that you never ever heard of. They have the compliment factor, they got that blue essence, they got that sexy vibe, they got the date night situation, they got signature scent worthy. What more do you need from a blue fragrance? And none of these is crazy expensive too, so recognize. I love y'all mother suckers from the heart. Let me know your favorite blue fragrances that are different and leave it in the comments below. I'll see you snitches next time. You know what is biggest in the game. Smooches.
What's fresh? Who's best? Wanna know who's gonna pass the test? For the fly gun holder, money folder, Motorola start tag when it's time to call back. For the rough, rugged, and raw way, this nigga Jay, it's a game, but he don't play. Hey, for all the chicks that got dead in the penthouse suite on top of my mom's crib. It's nonsense you never get in. It's nonsense that you would think that you would.